Hi guys, we're back in London today to try a restaurant that's recently opened in Covent Gardens called Bunshik. Bunshik's Korean and literally means food made from flour. It's also a term to describe inexpensive Korean street food, which is what they sell. Whenever I walk past, this place has always been busy with big queues. Let's see what all the fuss is about. It's around 1 PM and yes, it's busy, but the queue moves down quickly, so I know I won't be waiting for long. I've already checked out the menu on my phone on the way up, so I know what I'll be ordering. They have a few main dishes on the menu, but the main item is the Korean-style corn dog. Now the difference between American and Korean style is the texture. I find American style to be more bready, but the Korean corn dog has a certain chewiness. I'm going to check how this one compares to the ones I've had in Korea, as it's probably 3 to 4 times the usual price. After you've paid for your food, you just have to wait a bit for your order number to come up, which thankfully for me was about 3 minutes. There's not a lot of places to sit, but people don't stay for long, so you get a seat if you're patient. Let me show you what we've ordered. Here we have the original hot dog with a variety of sauces. I've also chosen a small tteokbokki with an additional egg. I'm a bit disappointed with the tteokbokki already, but I'll cover that in a sec. The last item is the kimbap. It looks like kimbap, which is what I'm expecting, but again I'm disappointed. You'll soon find out why. I like the look of this corn dog so much I'm going to hold it up to the window so everybody can see. For the topping I've chosen sugar, ketchup, mustard and buldak mayo. I would recommend that you try this with sugar, as this is how people eat it in Korea. It's not so apparent from the menu as the sugar topping is all the way at the bottom. It's not the biggest sausage for £4, so I expect this to at least taste good and authentic. And I suppose it does. The bread's very soft and a little bit chewy, so the texture's nice, but there's not really a lot of flavour. Thank God I chose a lot of sauce. It's a minor thing really, but the biggest criticism for me is that there's not a lot of dough surrounding the hot dog. It could do with being a little bit more substantial. Which brings me to the tteokbokki. Now I mentioned before that I'm already disappointed with this and the kimbap, and I'll explain why. If you check out the website you can see it's really well designed, but the prices are misleading. I ordered the egg topping for the tteokbokki, which I thought would be £1. Well, it's £1.50. £1.50 for an egg. What kind of eggs are they using to charge so much? Extortionate. Anyway, look at the ginmari. They cost £2, and you could say that if they made these from scratch, they might be worth around that price, but they're priced very similar to the egg. I think they're probably using cheap ginmari from a wholesaler. This is a bag of ginmari that I bought for under £10 from Costco. There's 55 pieces in here, so I can see that these additional items are overpriced. It's the same with the gimbap. Why is the price so different in store to the website? All these items in Korea are usually cheap. In fact, the name Bunshik implies that you're going to be eating some cheap, simple Korean street food. Already these 3 items have cost me £14.70. I'm not sure if that's value for money. In Korea, it will probably cost me about a third of that price. Anyway, I guess I have to taste them and see. Let me just move this 75 pence worth of egg out of the way to show you the tteok or the rice cake. The colour and texture seem right. I just hope it's spicy enough for my palate. Not bad. The flavour's good. It's a little spicy, but I can't work out whether they've used rice flour for the tteok or wheat flour. The texture's a little soft, so it might have been cooked for a little while. Take a look at the fish cake. Can you see it? Oh, why is it focusing on my face? Focus. Focus. Never mind. Anyway, it kind of looks like that. Let's try. Again, not too bad. I actually prefer this to the rice cake, but there's not a lot of it. Here's the egg I've been moaning about. I'm going to try to be as objective as possible, so here goes. Tastes like an egg, I guess. Expensive egg. I do like to have boiled egg with my tteokbokki, so is it worth it? I'm not so sure. On to the kimbap. This is the mini style of kimbap where the ingredients are rolled quite tight. I chose the vegetarian ones, although they do make some with beef bulgogi. The vegetarian kimbap has fried tofu skin, carrot and yellow radish, and it's brushed with sesame oil and sesame seeds. Let's try. I can see they put a fair amount of ingredients inside, but as I'm eating this, I can't taste much flavour. I can't taste a lot of the sesame and the filling is a little bit bland. Bit of a shame. What I can say is that the texture is quite good. And luckily I've still got some tteokbokki left, so I'm going to dip it in the tteokbokki sauce and it'll taste much better. I like it like that actually. Out of the 3, I'm enjoying the hot dog the most. The dough's light and chewy, and there's a hint of spiciness from the buldak mayo. I don't know of any other places around that sells these, so if you want to come to Bunshik to try Korean food, then you should at least try the hot dog, corn dog, whatever. The tteokbokki is also fine, but it's a little bit small and the rice cake is a bit overcooked. These 3 items would be enough for 2 people and I'm quite full. The receipt gives you a 10% discount at Nature Republic, which is right next door, so let's have a look. Ooh, a sale's on. Could be good. Maybe I'll end up looking like one of these guys. I don't think I got enough money for that though. Never mind. Oh, face masks. More face masks. Skincare. Could do with some of that. Who are these guys? No idea. If you know, please let me know. Actually, I don't want to know. Yuta. Looks like a boy band. They seem to be missing a member. Could I be that member? I could be the bad boy. Only because I have a leather jacket and don't wear pastel colours. Well, maybe I want to touch you. No, I don't. Okay, so if I'm going to be a boy band member, I need to work on my skin tone. Toner? Yeah, let's have some of this. Just squeeze that on there. Oh, it's about £1 worth of oil thing. Just slap that on my forehead. Oh, perfect. Let's leave the store before I get mobbed by my fans. Well, that was Bunshik. There's some good points to the food and there's some bad points. In all honesty, if you're interested in Korean street food and you want to try Korean style hot dog, then by all means try Bunshik. For the rest, you're better off visiting Seoul Bakery, where you can get much better value for money. The kimbap is much nicer there, as is the tteokbokki, and you get more of it. There's nothing majorly wrong with Bunshik's food, but for the most part it's very average and a bit expensive. At least with Seoul Bakery you have better quality food and nicer ambience. Thanks for watching, until next time, bye!